The colors that I'll be using are this one from China Glaze, and it is called Champagne Bubbles. I'll be using this one from Sinful Colors, and it is called Exotic Green. I will be using this one from Sally Hansen Complete Salon Manicure, and this one is called Grass Slipper. I'll be using this brown from NYC, and it is called Brownstone. I will also be using some colors from NYC, and this one is called Teeny Tiny Bikini. This orangey one is called Heat Wave. This yellow one is called Taxi Cab, and this blue one is called Cool Breeze. I just have some green polish, a nail art brush, and my nails are all painted gold, and I just have a green color, and you're just going to paint a point, kind of like you're making the top of the tree. And you're just gonna kind of just feather on some color in the shape of a evergreen Christmas tree. And if this color isn't opaque enough, then all we're going to do is let this dry, and we're gonna add a second coat. So just like that. And it doesn't have to be perfect because no tree is perfect. So I'm going to let this dry, and I'll be right back. Once you apply your second coat with a striper brush and a lighter color green, we're just going to highlight and add some little stripes in there so it kind of looks like it has branches. And just like this does not have to be perfect either. Okay, and so this, see if I can get it to focus. This is what your nail should look like right now. Now let this dry, and we'll be back with the next step. Once you have let your tree dried with a small dotting tool and say 3 or so colors that you want your ornaments to be, we're just going to add dots on our tree as ornaments. So it can just be randomly placed wherever you want. And then just a few blue ones here and there. And our final step is actually to add a star. So I'm just going to put down a really small dot of polish right there just to hold our star down for right now. And then later we will go back over it with a top coat. So here is our Christmas tree. So now on to the next Christmas tree design. Our next design, we're just going to need our 2 different color greens and a dotting tool, and this one is double-sided with a bigger side and a smaller side. So what you're going to want to do is just pick whatever color you want to put down first, and you're going to want to shape this in the shape of a triangle. So just add some random dots, and then you can switch colors. So that's going to be our top dot, and we can just add as many dots as you want to make the triangle. And they can be overlapping also. Okay, and that's what it should look like for right now. And then just go ahead and let that dry completely, and we'll be back with the next step. Now it's time to add our ornaments again, and then I'm using the same small dotting tool, and I just added a yellow color, and all you're going to do is dot on your ornaments. And if you were doing this over a white background, yellow ornaments would probably show up a lot better, but oh well. Now blue. And you can just put these randomly wherever you want on your tree. The next design, you're just going to need a brown and a light green, and you can either use a striping brush like this, or you can use a really small dotting tool, or even a toothpick. So what you're gonna want to do is you're just gonna get some brown on your brush, and then you're just gonna paint a line, a stripe down the middle of your nail. And you can go over it a couple of times to make it however thick you want. Just like that. So then let that dry, and if you're using a brush, clean off your brush, and we'll be right back. Now that I cleaned off my brush, all you're going to do is you're going to take some green, and this is really simple. You're just going to make larger lines at the bottom, connecting. Just like that. And the higher you get up the tree, the smaller your lines should be. So, I mean, the shorter your line should be. So this is kind of like a Charlie Brown Christmas tree. If you want, you can make the bottom ones just a hair longer. And then the middle ones just a little bit longer. And this one is not supposed to look perfect at all. And then your next step would be just to put a star on your tree. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and I will have a picture at the end. And we're going to move on to our next Christmas tree. Next Christmas tree, you can either use a green nail art pen or a black one. And I'm just going to use a green one just because we're going along with the Christmas tree color. So this is just going to be a zigzag Christmas tree. So you just want to put a little start down, and then you're just going to go back and forth. And you're going to get larger at the bottom of your tree. And working with these nail art pens, it is a little tricky, but it's nothing that you can't get used to. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect just because it is a Christmas tree. So that is what our tree looks like, and then the last one would be to put a star on that. So I will put a star on that and have pictures at the end.